Sega. You have reached Imperial Reviews, and today's review will be Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's get into it. So let's go over the cast. You got Jim Carrey as Ivo Robotnik. Ben Schwartz is the voice of Sonic. Idris Elba is the voice of Knuckles. You got James Marsden as Tom. Lee Madroon as Agent Stone. Tika Sumpter as Maddie. Colleen as the voice of Tails. Keanu Reeves as new character Shadow. And is that it? That's the main. Shamora Moore as Randall. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So this Sonic, those of us that, whether our childhood or teenage years when Sonic came on the scene for Sega Genesis, it was Sega's Genesis version of like what Mario Brothers was to Nintendo. So we've been following these movies, and each movie wasn't a disappointment, and neither was this one. This is the third installment of the franchise, and it's good. So, and I don't see no reason that they're going to slow down, because they seem to do a good job, have a good enough storyline to keep you in tune and enjoy it. So this movie, basically what happens is in 1974, like a meteor containing like an alien hedgehog. This is Shadow. It crash landed in Oklahoma, and they were doing experiments on Shadow and the energy that Shadow produces. Now there was a Gerald Robotnik that was doing these experiments at a military facility. Now Shadow developed a close relationship with a little girl named Maria, which is Gerald Robotnik's granddaughter. Now what happened is they wanted to shut down the program. So what they tried to do is Gerald, Maria, and Shadow, they tried to escape, and they were being pursued by soldiers. And what took place, they accidentally triggered an explosion. What happened is Maria died. And so Gerald was in prison, and Shadow was placed in like a suspended animation, like they kind of like froze him in time. Fast forward, they put him off somewhere where nobody knew about. And walks Sonic and Knuckles and Tails. They're celebrating Sonic's time on Earth, and they got the celebration going on. But what happened is wherever Knuckles was, not Knuckles, Shadow was, somebody pretty much released him. And of course he got his energy or whatever, and he started creating havoc. So they pretty much wanted Sonic team. So right now they don't know what the team is going to be. So they don't know what the team is going to be called. So right now they're calling it Team Sonic, since he's the head of all of them. But they reach out to them. They, meaning the military, reach out to them to go help to try to get control Shadow. Now you instantly find Shadow has significant power, because Knuckles, he's strong with the hard punch. He goes and try to fight Shadow, and Shadow just grabbed his knuckle punch like it wasn't nothing and just tossed him. And so they all got their butt kicked. But then after this time, Shadow disappeared. Now what you end up find out that they need to get help. So they befriend Dr. Ivo Robotnik. So they befriend him. So they used him to work with Sonic and them, so that they could try to find out how to beat Shadow. Now, Jim Carrey knocks this role out the park. Perfect for these type of roles. He gets animated. He quirky, humorous statements, and throughout one-liners that he say and everything. Like, so he kills this role like he most do, and he embraces the role. So he's playing as two characters. He's playing as Ivo Robotnik and Gerald Robotnik when they meet each other, and pretty much said, you know, he's the distant relative. So I think Robotnik is Ivo Robotnik is the grandson or something like that of Gerald Robotnik. So now the thing is, Gerald Robotnik met with Shadow and pretty much told him, listen, we need to get revenge for Maria and rain fury on all the planets and whatever. So Evo Robotnik is with Gerald. He's happy that he finally got family because he never had no family, but he didn't want to destroy Earth. And so he found out what Gerald Robotnik's plan is, and he pretty much like, nah, I can't let him do that. Now, meanwhile, what happens is Sonic and Shadow they have to fight again, and what happens is Sonic eventually bests Shadow and pretty much shows Shadow like Sonic, there's like the emerald jewels. So Sonic takes the jewels and becomes like Ultra Sonic at this point, and he turned yellow. And then you had Shadow, he got some of the jewels too, so he became like a white version of himself. Nevertheless, what ended up happening is Sonic does best him and beat him, and then but he didn't like Shadow was basically like, hey, you know, you defeated me, kill me, basically, you know. And Sonic was like, no, because I don't want to get revenge. So what happens is, while Shadow was doing everything, he had hurt Tom, which is, you know, Tom is Sonic's adopted dad with Maddie. And so they had contacted them because it was this other like key that they needed to get into the facility. They needed them to go camouflage and go steal the key from another gun facility, military place. So to tie that all in, the end result is Evo Robotnik sacrificed himself along with Shadow, but they both sacrificed themselves to stop Gerald Robotnik from destroying Earth. Sacrificed themselves to die and save Earth. Meanwhile, you had Sonic and Knuckles and Tails, and they was, you know, save the day. So that was the end of the movie. And then they always have like a race, like, okay, Tails is racing and then Knuckles racing. Like Sonic, like, I always, I could beat y'all. So Sonic sped past them so fast he ended up in like a dark forest where all these robotic Sonics was all about to do damage on him. And then all of a sudden somebody came in like a ninja outfit and started killing all of them. And then when the cloth got taken off, it was a pink Sonic the Hedgehog. And this is supposed to be, I think her name's Amy Rose Hedgehog. And so this is supposed to be Sonic's love interest. So that's how the movie ends. Definitely a good movie. If you haven't got time to check it out in the movie theater, do that, or wait till it comes in streaming. It's definitely going to be a hit with streaming. So if you're into Sonic, or if you're into Sega and all that, definitely a good movie to watch. You won't be disappointed. And on my 4-star rating system, I give it a 3.5 out of 4 stars. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.